Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Today you are listening using your computer speaker system by default. You will have the opportunity to submit questions to Simon by typing them into the questions pane on the control panel. You may send in your questions at any time. We will collect these and address them during the Q&A session at the end. Today's webinar is proudly sponsored by Entity Brands, home to 13 of the world's largest uniform brands, including Nike and Port Authority. The power of the brands is in your hands at entitybrands.com.au. Today's topic is Digital Marketing for Growth by Simon Brosolo from Blue Rock Digital. To give a brief introduction on today's presenter, Simon Brosolo is the Marketing Director of Blue Rock Digital. Simon brings a depth of experience across digital consulting, technology, and digital marketing. He specialises in using customer and data-led insights to help clients solve their unique digital problems, which almost always involve unlocking meaningful growth and operating efficiencies for their businesses. I will now hand over to Simon.
Thank you, Ida, and good morning all. So as was described, I'm going to be talking about digital marketing today and how we can use digital marketing to drive that brand awareness and growth for our businesses. So just by way of the contents, I'll just touch on Blue Rock Digital to start with. We'll then deep dive into what your customers are actually searching for online and what the demand is. We'll then have a look at the marketing funnel and then deep dive into the key channels that we're advising you guys consider throughout this period. And then we'll have some time at the end for some Q&A. So just a little bit about Blue Rock Digital. So we're a Melbourne-based digital agency and consultancy, and we specialise on digital strategy, development, systems consulting, design and marketing. And really all our services fit into two buckets, either growing your business or growth marketing, which is centred around brand and content, websites and e-commerce, paid media advertising and marketing optimisation. And the second bucket is really around driving those efficiencies for your businesses. And that's centered around digital transformation, business systems and automation, business intelligence and reporting, and software development and integrations. Now, we're also part of the broader Blue Rock firm group. That's an entrepreneurial advisory firm that has a number of different business divisions in it, such as law, accounting, R&D, finance, wealth, and intelligence. And really it's about working together to find more opportunities to help our clients and their businesses. Okay, so to start off with, guys, we always like to deep dive into customer insights, and we're going to be starting with what your customers are actually searching for online. So this slide here talks to the amount of searches per month that are occurring, and the product categories are up the left-hand side there. So keyword research is something that we use for most campaigns and strategies that we would conduct. And it really, as I said, gives us a really good indication of the demand in market and what people are searching for. So as you can see here, we have bags up the top there that has something around 9,000 searches per month, stickers, mugs, pens, and water bottles, kind of round out the rest there. And look, guys, you can use these search insights to really help inform your holistic digital marketing strategies and also your product strategies as well. You can build themes for your marketing and your content marketing initiatives around these trends. And you can also use them to create product category pages on your websites, which are incredibly valuable when it comes to search engine optimization and ranking really highly for those product categories there. It's a really good brand approach there. Okay, the next slide really talks to, at a high level, what people are looking for. So we have 64 of the searches are product focused, which means that we really need to have a product-led strategy across different digital marketing channels such as search engine optimization, paid media advertising, and content. and also run tactics like Google Shopping. And like I mentioned before, those dedicated product category pages on our websites. Now, the next one's probably not going to be a big surprise here, but 31% of those searches are related to corporate gifting. So obviously should be considered as a key part of the marketing strategy. Look, paid media advertising, so paid search, paid social, and the like, play a really large role here in inspiring, those purchases around the key gifting periods and the seasonalities around that. But also to really keep that third-party media costs down, we want to make sure that we're investing in our owned media channels, such as SEO, content strategies, and social media, to make sure that we're keeping our brand really front in mind and reducing that third-party cost, as I said. Okay, the next section here, guys, talks to the marketing funnel. So I always like to touch on the marketing funnel with my clients because it really is important that we're addressing each key stage of the marketing funnel, from awareness, consideration, conversion, through to loyalty and advocacy. If you are doing a pretty good job across each of those different stages, you're really going to be optimizing your funnel and getting the best return possible from your marketing. And we're going to go through tactics and channels that address each of these key stages throughout the presentation. Okay, so the key channels, guys, are in the context of driving that awareness and growth. So we'll start with social media. So really here, it's about managing your social media presences across Facebook, Instagram, and also LinkedIn in the context of appealing to those corporates. And within these channels, it's all about driving awareness through linking your brand to your audience. Once you're connected with your audience on here, we can start to really generate those sales and advocacy. It's really, really important, and I've seen a few brands lately in the industry really use this channel as a key branding channel. It really gives that credibility and that awareness and consideration. The more we invest. Now, a couple of brands that do it pretty well. So Mick Marketing is the first one. So they have a really nice curated set of profiles, and you'll notice with those guys, they have a very consistent look and feel and aesthetic as you go across all their different channels, social media and website and the like. So I think this really just reinforces credibility, and it's a lot less spammy. So they've clearly, invested in their brand, and they do a really good job of it. Next one here is Promo Brands, great client of ours actually. And look, they've done a really good job investing in social media over the last 6 months in particular. They have great and highly relevant messaging and product showcasing, and really show a great amount of consistency to their content. So they're really thinking about their content strategy. So the next channel we're going to be talking about is search engine optimization, or you may also know it as SEO. So really here, guys, we're talking about those organic search listings. If you can see my screen here, below these two ads, or the Google Shopping element here, below those two ads here, we have our SEO listings here. We are talking about those as opposed to the paid ads. And really, it's about generating that online visibility in search engines to increase traffic to your website without any third-party media cost. Now, with SEO, there's three key elements to it. First one being content, so your on-site content strategy, and whether you have a blog and how you're treating your product listing and product category content is a key element, probably the biggest factor at the moment. Then we have technical, which relates to those technical on-site signals. Won't touch on that to a great effect, but it is a big consideration that you would typically do at the start of any key SEO strategy. But effectively, it just allows Google to crawl your site really effectively and understand what your website is all about. And the third one is around outreach. So that's around promoting your website online. So we'll go through these examples now. So in the context of content, we have a couple of good examples here from brands in the space. So they're maintaining their really highly relevant blogs with well-written content pieces targeted to customers around topical topics and seasonality. And think gift guides and how-to pieces. They do it really, really well. Promotional products and good things are the leaders, as we see at the moment, around these aspects. And then the next one here is your site and product category pages. So this is just an example of a product category page around tote and shopping bags. So the more that we can actually build engaging content and get our high quality keywords into these pages, the better. Now, technical SEO, again, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because it is quite detailed and technical in nature. But there's a number of different things that you can do. And you can see here that Flashbay have integrated reviews into their website, which create these really great rich snippets into the search results on the right-hand side there, and also really help with conversion of your website. Okay, the next section, next channel we're going to be talking about is paid media advertising. So this is your Google ads, your Google Shopping, your Facebook ads, and the like. And really it's about capturing prospects that have a strong intent to buy your products that you or your competitors offer. These are, as I said before, these are really important, in attracting those new customers out there, and those customers that are focused on product-focused searches. And we said before in the presentation that about 64% of searches out there are product-focused, so it's really important. As a point of interest as well, you're paying about $3 per click for digital advertising in this industry. Just by way of an explanation, our paid ads or Google ads are up the top there. They're our search ads, the top 4 ads. Then we have our Google Shopping ads down the right-hand side there. So they're very sort of product-centric, product listing-centric in nature. You can also see here that Sense2 are absolutely dominating the space here. Not many organisations in your industry are currently playing in this space, so that's why Sense2 are dominating it. This is for promotional mugs, and again, you see a pretty similar, consistent thing with Sense2 up there in the Google Shopping channel there and dominating it. Now, I thought I'd put together a little hypothetical forecast for you. So paid media forecast, where we can consider, that $3 average cost per click that we spoke about before for your industry. And if we consider that the average order value is $600, I've been told by many in the industry that it should be a lot more than that, but let's just use that for the sake of the example. We would forecast to spend about $30,000 over a period of time on media for that campaign, and about $6,000 attributable to managing that campaign, whether that's an internal cost or you're partnering with a specialist agency. Now that should deliver 10,000 users to your website, and assuming your website and sales team collectively can convert that at 2%, we're looking at about 200 conversions. So 200 conversions times that average order value is $120,000 in revenue returned. So by way of the total ROI on the right-hand side there, we're talking about a cost of $36,000 and a return of $120,000, which gives you a nice 233% ROI achievement. And again, that's quite conservative based on what I've been told in the industry. So it just gives you a way to really have some confidence around what your campaign is likely to achieve and return for you, which is really, really important during these times. Okay, the last channel that I'm going to be talking about is CRM and Nurture. So this is really centered around using some technology, so a CRM as a centerpiece, and running a customer engagement strategy in conjunction with that. And ultimately, it's around capturing prospect and customer details in order to serve that personalized communication and experiences, and gain those improved relationships with your prospect and customers. And to give you an idea, most CRMs usually have functionality that allows you to capture contacts and run contact management. Prospect tracking allows you to typically run a sales pipeline within there. It also typically allows you to run customer service ticketing and chatbots, run things like email marketing, marketing automation. And really, really importantly, if you set it up properly, it should allow you to effectively measure an ROI on all your different sales and marketing channels and the investments that you put into them. So it should allow you to attribute your sales revenue to those different channels and different efforts. And effectively, if you get it right, guys, it does enable you to run a pretty sophisticated customer-centric process around your marketing team attracting those prospects and collaborating with your sales team to engage those prospects and turn them into customers. And then your sales team collaborating with your service team or your account management team in creating those experiences that really delight your customers and turning them into promoters. Now, CRM and Nurture, so just to summarize on this, it's a really, really, really important channel. First of all, it's an owned channel, so there's no third-party media spend associated with it. It allows us to have direct marketing with our owned customers and prospects. It allows us to segment our customer and prospect database and personalize based on different persona groups or different facets. And it also allows us to automate through different triggered campaigns. So we don't need to do all the heavy lifting. We can drive some automation into it as well. And look, it allows us to run a really, really good ROI on the marketing efforts in this channel. It's typically, from an industry benchmark standpoint, between 30 and 40% return on the investment. By way of technology, we use a solution called HubSpot for Blue Rock Digital, and we advise and implement it for a number of other clients. It allows for all these things to occur. So guys, we've come to the end of the presentation, so I'll just do a summary and then we can run to some Q&A. So guys, we spoke about your audience primarily searching for products in corporate gifting, essentially. So it's all about using those search insights to plan your marketing and product strategies. Starting with the customer insights is really, really important. Don't forget about each stage of that marketing funnel we spoke about at the start of the presentation. In the context of growing your brand and that brand awareness, it's about managing that active social media presence, sharing relevant content with your target audience, and really driving that credibility and that other piece. Now, in terms of getting visible, getting your brand visible, it's about prioritizing an SEO strategy online and tailoring to product keywords and supporting all that with content strategy and technical best practice on your website, and also outreach as well, and making sure that you've got plenty of referral links to your website. Now, in terms of consideration and being considered by your prospect and customer market, it's about maintaining a blog of relevant, well-written content pieces targeted to customers' seasonality and topical elements as well. But it's really about what we can produce to answer your customers' questions. And in terms of converting sales, it's typical to use a paid media advertising because there's a high degree of intent within that channel. And it's all about turning those conversions into new customers and orders. And don't forget about that ROI framework that I spoke about before. You should always invest in a forecast prior to committing to any investment on the paid media front. Then the last phase, guys, is around creating that loyalty and advocacy. So invest in a CRM that allows you to run a nurture program, allows you to run a sales pipeline, and allows you to run things like marketing automation, allows you to attribute your marketing efforts to sales revenue. But ultimately, it allows you to run a much better customer experience and relationships with more businesses. So thank you, guys. That's the content for today. So I'll just hand over to yourself, Ida, for any questions that might come through.
Thank you, Simon. That was a fantastic presentation, especially that it was tailored to our industry. So thank you for that.
My pleasure.
Now, looking through, see if we've got any questions. It doesn't appear that we have any. However, if any come to mind after the presentation, feel free to email Simon directly. So his email address is simon.brosolo@thebluerock.com.au, and he would be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Now, tomorrow you'll receive a follow-up email with the recorded link, along with the slideshow presentation, so you can refer to both these moving forward. So on behalf of Simon and APPA, thank you for joining us today, and have a great afternoon.